Hi there. Well, I finally got around to showing you my new book, Mumps Mania, A Runaway Virus Tale. This book recently won a Canada Book Award. It's the fourth book by me lately that has won a Canada Book Award. And of course that makes me very happy and very proud and all that. This book is a rhyming story. There's another one of my books as well that won a Canada Book Award, and that was a Goodbye Wart. That's also a rhyming story. This one is a virus-themed book, which is very timely in these times. I'm going to read from it. In fact, I may read the whole thing. It's really wacky and, well, it's a mixture of all kinds of crazy things in the text and in the illustrations. You would have to actually peruse it yourself, read it yourself, look at it right through yourself, or have your children read it and look through it to really appreciate it, because it's rather long, it's rather lengthy, but it's very, very funny and meant for, it certainly appeals to school-age children for the reading, early reading skills, but the story certainly appeals to all ages. It's great fun, and it's a great way to kind of, I guess you could call it a good coping mechanism for today's times. And we find out what we have to really, really do to avoid getting sick, which the boy in the story finds out eventually. It's quite a fantasy, fantastical, futuristic kind of story. It's kind of a space age story, I would say. It's also funny and satirical. So it's just meant for fun. It's like I said, it's got lessons in it. Most of my books written for children have inherent messages in the text, not didactic or obvious, but they're in there, inside. You can certainly grasp the messages from the story. So this is what this book is meant to be, and just read it for fun. Read it if you have children. Read it just for yourselves. And with Christmas coming, it would also make a great stocking stuffer. So I'll proceed to get started, and I hope you enjoy. I hope I get to the end, but it's a good fun. So I think I'll have fun reading it. The mumps, I've got the mumps. They're in my face in big red lumps. They swelled up big, they swelled up pink. They glowed like psychedelic ink. They're in my face, they're here to stay. I cannot go to school today. And he has mumps. I cannot leave this house, or leave this room, or leave this bed. The doctor came. He said real slow, if you want those mumps to go, you have to stay in bed, you know. Stay in my bed, stay in this room, stay in this house of doom and gloom, with two big lumps stuck in my jaws. Why, I could pass as Santa Claus. A giant chipmunk too I look, from one of Sister's nursery books. Stay in this bed, stay in this room, stay in this house of doom and gloom. No. You have to be kidding. And that's a house of doom and gloom. So just as doctor's out the door, my feet are landing on the floor. My feet are landing on the walk. I cannot yell, I cannot talk. With two big lumps stuck in my jaws, the mailman thinks I'm Santa Claus. My feet are landing on the road. I feel just like an ugly toad. With two big lumps stuck in my chops, I look just like Triceratops. I cannot talk, I cannot scream. Now don't you think that's kind of mean? With two big lumps stuck in my jaws, my nanny thinks I'm Santa Claus. and down and through the town, a helmet on my burning crown. The doctor came, he seemed perturbed. Why, this is strange, it's most absurd. Those giant rocks, those lumpy lumps of sticky locks. He felt around and sighed and said, if you want those mumps to go, real patient-like and slow, you have to stay in bed, you know. The stern doctor. Stay in my bed, stay in my room, stay in this house of doom and gloom. With two big lumps stuck in my jaws, my parrot thinks I'm Santa Claus. A giant chipmunk too I look, from one of Sister's nursery books. Stay in my bed, stay in this room, stay in this house of doom and gloom. You have to be kidding. So just as doctor's down the stairs, my feet are on a dozen chairs. My feet are on the window wide, a dozen sheets before me tied. My feet are landing in the dark. It looks just like Jurassic Park. I cannot yell, I cannot scream. Now don't you think that's kind of mean? With two big lumps stuck in my face, I look like something out of space. I'm not fit for the human race. With two big lumps stuck in my mug, I look just like a water jug. Up and down and through the town, a zombie with a burning crown. The doctor came, he scratched his hair. Those mumps, those bumps are still there. He authorized a red machine and medical interns, all 16. Then called for 20 guys in white from TV and from 10 websites to spread the word about my fate. God, the media getting on it. It had become an awful state. It was so strange, so mumpsterific, so fantabulously scientific. They spread the word, they spread fur. The media involved. Prime Minister saw it in his car. See, I even got a little bit about our Prime Minister in there. Mr. Trudeau, I hope you like the book, because you're in it. Those 20 million press releases of autographed and photographed and lithographed diseases. God, diseases. All kinds of diseases. Oh my goodness. My parents came, they fixed my bed, they felt my lumps, they kissed my head. My mom said sternly and real slow, if you want those mumps to go, you have to stay in bed, you know. Stay in my bed, stay in this room, stay in this house of doom and gloom. With two big lumps stuck in my physog, I look just like a lumpy log. Lumpy log. With two big lumps stuck in my jaws, my goldfish thinks I'm Santa Claus. A giant chipmunk too I look, from one of Sister's nursery books. Stay in my bed, stay in this room, stay in this house of doom and gloom. You have to be kidding. So, just as mother's down the hall, my feet are landing on the wall. My feet are landing in the bushes with slimy snakes and black bulrushes. I cannot yell, I cannot scream. Now don't you think that's kind of mean? With two big lumps stuck in my jaws, the gophers think I'm Santa Claus. The doctor came, he tore his hair. Those mumps, those bumps are still there. He rolled his eyes, his face turned green. We have to try a new machine. He turned the crank, he pressed the bell. He stuck it on that little lump that swelled. But nothing happened, not at all. The mumps are still like bowling balls. Oh my goodness, he still has the mumps. My parents came, they fixed my bed. They felt my lumps, they kissed my head. They phoned their lawyer and their friends. We have a message we must send. That doctor with the red machine, and medical interns all 16. He's not allowed to come today. He did not take those mumps away. Oh my. His mom and dad are very upset. They phoned their lawyer. It was an overnight sensation. The doctor's in complete frustration, consternation, hibernation, and eternal litigation. Quite an upset for sure. The media's gone crazy. My friends all Skyped to see my face. It was a mess, a real disgrace. To have those mumps so long, you see, a medical catastrophe. The teacher called. She was concerned. What's this? What's this that I have learned? Those lumps, those bumps, mumps you call them in the square. You still have them? They're still there? I said, yes, miss, yes I do. I still have them, says Fleaboo. Don't think you can be in the fair. You may become a real health scare. She said goodbye so dignified, but wholly, totally mortified. I thought about the things she said. This time I did stay in my bed. Mr. Teacher. I miss my friends. I miss the fair. I did not want a real health scare. So he's thinking about it all there. He doesn't want a real health scare. And he's thinking about his friends at school and how badly he wants to go back. Stay in my bed, stay in this room, stay in this house of doom and gloom, with two big lumps that are swollen pink. But wait, I think they're starting to shrink. My parents came, they fixed my bed. They felt my lumps, they kissed my head. They phoned their lawyer and their friends. We have a message we must send. That doctor with the red machine and medical interns all 16. He is allowed to come today. The mumps have gone. They've gone away. The news completely shook the nation. A blitz, a media sensation. The doctor's out of hibernation, frustration, consternation, and eternal litigation. He's pretty happy. And all the paparazzi and all the media are chasing him around for the big stories of the doctor getting out of litigation. And strange machines that turn and crank. But wait, another little prank. For just as I took off my socks, there were hundreds little tiny spots. I think I've got the chicken pox. But now I know just what to do. Do you? Do you know just what to do? I'll bet you do. You know just what to do when you're sick or getting sick, or when you're trying to get better from being sick. I bet you know just what to do. Now you know, don't you? Now I know just what to do. Do you? Miss you. And here's the teacher in school, getting ready to welcome him back. So that's the end of the story. I hope you enjoy. Like I said, this book is a recent Canada Book Award winner, along with 3 more of my books that have won recent Canada Book Awards. And it's the 3rd rhyming story that I've written, actually. The other one, Goodbye Wart, recently won a Canada Book Award. My earliest rhyming story was Here's on Beers, my story about a dog, which did really, really well in awards as well. So anyway, I hope you really enjoy, and like I said, it's appealing to all ages. The rhyming scheme in the book is very appropriate for children, for their learning to read, because we all know that children learn best when poetry is a good way to learn how to read, especially when it's read out loud. This is a real loud story, very energetic and very conducive to reading skills, because children love to hear real loud stories. Read it with your child, and it's great fun, and it's also very conducive to drama. You can dramatize the people in the story, which the doctor and so on are great people to dramatize. So it can be a classroom thing for sure. It's great for classroom activity, and great at home, and great for anybody that really. So thank you so much. The book is available anywhere. It's on Amazon, Chapters, Barnes and Noble, all over the place. So you can certainly, if you want to, you can just check into it and find out where just check the links. I'll have up some links, but they're not hard to find anyway. And like I said, if you want to order for Christmas, well, it's prudent to do it ASAP with the way the postal service is now because of the COVID, etc., etc. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you had a real nice time listening to me read this story. Take care. Until next time. Bye.